Here are the top stories for today, October 14, 2019. PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde resigns ahead of his mandatory retirement amid allegations of his involvement in the Ninja Cops issue. The Philippine Army warns students in Antique against recruitment activities of the New People's Army. And 19-year-old Carlos Edriel Yulo wins the country's first ever gold gymnastics gold medal.
Good day, I'm Rom Dulfo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Our top story for today, PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde has resigned from his post ahead of his mandatory retirement amid allegations of his involvement in the Ninja Cops controversy. Malacanang defended Albayalde's early retirement or departure as it clarified that the former police chief was not pressured to step down. More on this from Teresa Montemayor.
Philippine National Police Chief Oscar Albayalde has formally stepped down from his post. During the flag ceremony at Camp Crame, Albayalde announced he is on non-duty status starting today, October 14. This is in preparation for his mandatory retirement about 3 weeks from now. This would also allow him to facilitate his replacement. Albayalde thanked President Rodrigo Duterte for his trust as he urged PNP personnel to continue fulfilling their duties. Albayalde was implicated in the investigation of the Ninja Cops, or policemen involved in recycling of illegal drugs seized during operations. He is accused of protecting and benefiting from the drug recycling activities of his men. Malacanang says Albayalde resigned on his own, thus denying allegations of pressuring the former PNP chief to step down. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said Albayalde expressed that his family has been burdened by the allegations against him. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Teresa Montemayor.
Meanwhile, President Rodrigo Duterte commended the Department of the Interior and Local Government and the Local Government Units, or LGUs, for the successful implementation of the road clearing program throughout the country. In a statement on Sunday, DILG's Undersecretary and spokesman Jonathan Malaya said the road clearing is now a continuous program of the government and the DILG will conduct quarterly validation of the operations of all LGUs this December. He said the challenge now to LGUs is to sustain the gains they achieved all year round and for those in the medium and low compliance category to improve on their performance. Based on the validation reports from 1,246 LGUs, he said 6,899 roads all over the country were cleared of all types of obstruction, with 328 local governments that got high compliance rating, while 497 and 323 received medium and low compliance ratings respectively. 97 LGUs got failed marks. Malaya said the DILG has also been working with other government agencies and private companies in compliance with the President's directive to remove all public road obstructions. In other news, the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission, or PACC, will file more charges against 12 officials of the National Housing Authority, or NHA, due to alleged anomalies in connection with the Yolanda housing project in eastern Samar. PACC Chair Dante Jimenez said the case involves the construction of 2,559 housing units worth 741.53 million pesos, which were backed by a sole contractor, JC Tayag Builders Incorporated. However, only 36 housing units were completed as of November 2017, despite receiving at least 207.2 million pesos in total payments. The NHA officials are facing cases for violation of the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials, Government Procurement Act, and the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. PACC Commissioner Manuelito Luna asked typhoon survivors to also file complaints against concerned government agencies over the Yolanda housing mess. Water pollution is said to be the cause of recent fish kill-off in Manila Bay, and the government launched Chuper Scholars for PUV drivers and their families. More on this from Janice Cave.
The Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources on Saturday said poor levels of dissolved oxygen and higher levels of ammonia and phosphates caused the recent fish kills off the coastal areas of Las Piñas and Parañaque cities. BIFAR said it will continuously monitor water quality in the area and provide technical assistance such as proper disposal of dead fish to ensure that dead fish will not reach the market. In other news, members of the clergy on Friday showed support for a bill seeking to make Bible reading mandatory in public elementary and secondary schools. This as House Minority Leader Bienvenido Benny Abante filed House Bill 2069, which seeks to make Bible reading a part of the curriculum of public schools. Sorsogon Bishop Arturo Bastes, as well as CBCP Episcopal Commission on Youth Executive Secretary Father Conegundo Garganta, both welcomed the passage of the bill, saying this will keep the faithful rooted in the Word of God. In a bid to help jeepney drivers and their families, the Department of Transportation and the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority launched the Chuper Scholar Program in Central Luzon. Under the program, beneficiaries will undergo skills training with TESDA for 35 days with 350 pesos of food and transportation allowance per day. The training courses available under the program include heavy equipment operations, wellness massage, shielded metal arc welding, and overhaul motorcycle or small engine servicing. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Still to come, the Philippine Army warns students in Antique against recruitment activities of the New People's Army. Media groups condemn the ambush on radio broadcaster Pat Lucero Pacquiao in Tagum City. These and more when we return.
Since the signing of our agreement on defense cooperation in 2017, we have exchanges of high-level visits between our defense and security officials, as well as the port calls of our two navies. I am pleased that for the first time also, a Philippine Navy vessel sailed to participate in the naval parade in Vladivostok on a Russian day. I am also grateful to the Vidal Discussion Club for this honor to speak before you on a topic of great importance to us, that of an order and change in world politics. I'm talking about fairness and equality and a stable global order.
In Antique, the Philippine Army is warning students against being recruited by the New People's Army or NPA, which is reportedly penetrating various schools in the province. Authorities said the rebels are targeting student recruits, particularly in Antique National School in San Jose de Buenavista and the University of Antique in Sibalom. San Jose de Buenavista Police Chief Lieutenant Colonel Mark Daroca said that the encounter that happened in Barangay Atabay in San Jose de Buenavista last year, where 7 NPA officials were killed, is proof that the NPA rebels are after more educated individuals. San Jose de Buenavista Mayor Elmer Untaran said parents should closely monitor their children's activities. Meanwhile, Brigadier General Bartolome Bustamante of the Directorate for Police Community Relations Office of the PNP said the police presence in schools is meant to boost the security and not to militarize them. Bustamante explained that junior and senior high school students aged 16 to 18 years old are the most vulnerable in the recruitment of progressive organizations. For parents of students allegedly recruited by the leftist organizations, now is the right time for security personnel to be installed in campuses, since most high school students are easily recruited into progressive youth organizations, he said. Here is a portion of their interview in pros and cons.
para po sa mga magulang, na lalong-lalo na yung mga nag-aaral sa university. Sana po maging aware po tayo kasi po sa mga nangyayari ngayon, hindi na po masyadong safe ang ating anak sa eskwelahan. Kasi ultimong teacher, minsan sila pa yung nangunguna, sila yung nagsasabi na may additional points para lang ma-emphasize yung pagrarally kung saan-saan para maidaos yung mga ng anak bayan na yan, LFS na yan, kung anong meron, yung kabataan party list.
Activism is hindi naman bawal.
Yes.
Maganda yan to express your ideas. But the point is, kung ang intention ng grupo ay sirain ang ating gobyerno, ay masama yun.
Okay.
So, na kailangan mag-aral kayo, magtapos, at sa sumali kayo sa nation building.
Kaya sa mga magulang, para hindi nyo maranasan, ang naranasan namin dapat ngayon pa lang maging aware na kayo eh. Dapat ngayon pa lang tutukan nyo na yung mga anak nyo. Dapat ngayon pa lang sabihan nyo na yung mga anak nyo. Kasi sa totoo lang, hindi po talaga madali. Napakahirap. Bilang isang magulang na meron ka magandang pangarap sa anak mo, pinapapasok mo sa school, pero pagdating doon, sinasamantala yung isipan nila ng kabataan party list, ng anak bayan party list, at yung mga ibang party list na talagang ginagamit ang mga kabataan na to para sa kanilang sariling motibo.
The Northern Samar Police Provincial Office has denied the allegation of a left-leaning group that 3 captured members of the New People's Army were physically abused by authorities. On October 3, the military arrested Ray Christian Sabado, Anton Manyoso, and Edwin Picson while conducting extortion activities in Las Navas, Northern Samar. Recovered from their possession are firearms, explosives, and documents that contain information linking NPA with front organizations and the list of business establishments targeted for their extortion activities. On October 8, Karapatan issued a statement that the 3 NPA members were tortured and traumatized for suffering intense pain. In a video released earlier by the Philippine Army's 20th Infantry Battalion, Sabado appealed to the front organization to stop malicious propaganda against the military and the police, saying that the captured suspects are giving information to the military without being coerced.
Andito ako sa police station, kasama yung dalawa pang nabilanggo na sinasabing binabanggit o umamin na ng mga kasama ko bilang kasapi ng armadong grupo. Hindi yung atin ay andito ako nananawagan para ihinto na ang lahat ng mga sinasagawang pagkilos, ihinto na yung mga iba't ibang mga klaseng propaganda laban sa kapulisan at sa mga kasundaluhan, lalong-lalo na sa 20th Infantry Battalion at 803rd Brigade.
Meanwhile, a groundbreaking ceremony was held in Silang, Cavite on Friday for the first ever state-of-the-art regional counterterrorism training center. The 350 million peso state-of-the-art training center would rise at Camp General Mariano A. Castañeda and will be jointly operated by the U.S. and Philippine governments. This aims to train Filipino law enforcement personnel on counterterrorism operations and further strengthen the regional security relationship and cooperation between the Philippines and East Asia Pacific partners nations, Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia. The Regional Counterterrorism Training Center will provide a venue for the ATA counterterrorism training for PNP units, particularly the Special Action Force, EOD or K9 Group, Anti-Cybercrime Group, Anti-Kidnapping Group, Aviation Security Group, Intelligence Group, and Police Security and Protection Group. Business leaders gathered over the weekend in a forum called the Globe Business Leadership Innovation, which aims to instill the importance of creating positive societal impact and leave a lasting legacy in the years to come. Ayala Corporation Chief Executive Officer Jaime Zobel de Ayala encouraged businesses to work together in addressing social development challenges, saying that the role of a private enterprise is to touch the human needs. Globe Business Senior Vice President Peter Maquera said business is not just about money, saying empathy must always be part of the business. He said that while business executives continuously transform the country into a digital economy, they should also uplift people's lives as well. Unilever Philippines CEO Benny Giap shared that their company provides workshops for its employees to help them better identify their purpose, and it also launched the Lutong Nanay Nutrition Program to help Unilever employees have nutritious meals at affordable prices in their kitchen. Keynote speaker and entrepreneur Kate Krukel said social impact is what the customers need. Media groups have condemned the attempted killing of radio broadcaster Pat Lucero Pacquiao in Tagum City last Friday. Pacquiao, the station manager of RPFM and Radyo Samasa, and the Davao del Norte Provincial Information Officer, survived an ambush after his morning program. Police said Pacquiao was driving home on Friday morning when an assailant pumped bullets on him. He is being treated at a local hospital. In a statement, the Mindanao Independent Press Council condemned the attempt on the life of Pacquiao. The MIPC also appealed to the authorities to provide Pacquiao adequate security. The Mindanao Investigative Journalists Alliance also expressed condemnation of the incident. The MIPC claims that the radio man said he had commented on several hot-button issues in his radio program before the incident. Pacquiao admitted that he has a feud with Davao del Norte Provincial Administrator Josie Jean Rabanos. He also said the Tagum Agricultural Development Corporation was the subject of his commentary on his radio program. 3 marine protected areas in Negros Occidental are shortlisted for national level awards, and residents of General Trias City honor a local Cavite hero. More on these and other news from the provinces from Ruth Abby Gita Carlos.
3 marine protected areas in Negros Occidental are among the 22 finalists in the Para El Mar Marine Protected Area Awards and Recognition 2019. These include the Suyak Island Mangrove Forest in Sagay City, Kabangkalan, Himamaylan, Ilog Integrated Coastal Area Management Council in Southern Negros, and Campomanes Balyo Marine Reserve and Sanctuary in Sipalay City. The Para El Mar Awards is a biennial event that recognizes the best practices in the management of MPAs. The presentation and judging of finalists will be on October 22 and 23. In North Cotabato, soldiers of the Army's 602nd Liberator Infantry Brigade last Friday brought smiles to some 32 Moro children belonging to poor families. Some of the kids include children of former Moro Islamic Liberation Front members. The kids played soccer, rode military vehicles, and toured around the fast food chain and a mall in Kidapawan City. The activity served as the Army's team building with the kids and part of the pre-anniversary activities of the brigade. Meanwhile, local officials led a commemorative rite in honor of Cavite-born revolutionary hero General Mariano Trias on his 150th birth anniversary on Saturday. Metro Manila Development Authority Chair Danilo Lim graced the event with a wreath laying at the monument at General Trias City. The National Historical Commission of the Philippines also staged storytelling sessions on the hero's life, works, and contributions. General Mariano Trias was considered the first de facto vice president of the Philippines during the Spanish era. In other news, a massive vaccination event against polio was launched on Monday by the Davao City government through the City Health Office. Each barangay participated in the Sabayang Patak Contra Polio in health centers. A satellite vaccination was also held in select private hospitals. The local government seeks to vaccinate children 5 years old and below in the city. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Ruth Abby Gita Carlos.
Up next, the government offers additional financial aid to hog raisers affected by culling due to African swine fever. And 19-year-old Carlos Adriel Yulo wins the country's first ever World Gymnastics gold medal. We'll be back after a few reminders.
most important thing really to remember is that we are working with the blessings of President Putin and of course with maybe the parliament here. We're working on a working visa or something to legitimize your stay. All that I ask is that you obey the laws, do not do anything that would place the relationship of the two countries in jeopardy. Ako, talagang saludo ako sa Russia pati kay Putin. This visit generated greater momentum for the Philippine-Russian relations. There is a key element of our trust to rebalance Philippine foreign policy towards independence, balance, and diplomatic agility. The gains we have made in this visit brings us a step closer to our objective of a stable, comfortable, and secure life for all Filipinos. That is my vision for a devoted duty to the nation, and I will do everything to achieve that, towards that end.
President Duterte has approved the increase of financial aid for backyard racers whose hogs were culled due to the African swine fever. Affected racers will receive 5,000 pesos per head, while earlier beneficiaries who received 3,000 pesos will get an additional 2,000 pesos per pig. Agriculture Secretary William Dar said the cabinet also approved other measures to contain and prevent the spread of ASF. These include the imposition of lockdown procedures in Bulacan and Pampanga, the arrests and filing of cases against those caught trading and slaughtering ASF-infected pigs and products. The DA chief earlier appealed to traders not to buy ASF-infected hogs and also backyard racers not to sell sick pigs. Consumers are also advised to buy pork only with the seal of the National Meat Inspection Service and from reputable meat shops. In Negros Occidental, about 41 kilograms of pork and other meat products, including those from Luzon, were seized by teams led by the Provincial Veterinary Office last week. The PVO said the confiscated pork supplies are still covered by the 90-day ban in the province. Among them are some 15 kilograms of pork sausages from Pampanga, 12 kilos of assorted and misdeclared pork products which were seized at the airport, and about 12 kilograms of mishandled meat products from a market stall in Cadiz City. In sports, the Philippines won its first ever gymnastics gold on Saturday as Carlos Edriel Yulo won in the FIG Artistic Gymnastics World Championship in Germany. The 19-year-old prodigy scored a total of 15.3 points in the floor exercise event to beat Israel's Artem Dolgopiat, who took the silver medal, and China's Xiao Ruteng, who won the bronze. No less than President Duterte has lauded Yulo for winning the gymnastics gold. PCOO Chief Martin Andanar also expressed admiration for Yulo's talent and determination. He described Yulo's gold finish as a historic event worth celebrating with Filipinos worldwide. Meanwhile, Filipino boxer Nesty Petesio clinched the gold medal in the 2019 IBA Women's Boxing World Championships less than 24 hours after Yulo scored the first gold in the country's gymnasts. Petesio captured the gold after defeating hometown Lyudmila Vorontsove in Ulan-Ude, Russia on Sunday. She is the second Filipino boxer to bring home a gold after Josie Gabuco in 2012. Cleanup efforts are underway after Typhoon Hagibis ripped through Japan, including the Tokyo metropolitan area. Reports as of Monday count 35 to at least 40 people dead, with about 17 missing and hundreds injured during the weekend storm. According to the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism, at least 48 landslides and mudflows have been reported in 12 prefectures and embankments of 21 rivers collapsed. Typhoon Hagibis made landfall on Japan's main island of Honshu before 7 p.m. local time on Saturday. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe earlier convened an emergency meeting and asked the public to remain vigilant of landslides and other hazards. Meanwhile, Malacanang expressed sympathy with the Japanese government and residents affected by one of the worst typhoons to hit the country. Presidential spokesperson Sal Panelo said the Philippine Embassy in Tokyo is closely monitoring the situation and is coordinating with the Filipino community in typhoon-affected areas. He notes the Department of Foreign Affairs, or DFA, is also reaching out to its Japanese counterpart to provide humanitarian aid. The Tourism Department vows to promote Metro Manila beyond its image as a corporate jungle. The DOT aims to strengthen its efforts to promote the Las Piñas Parañaque Critical Habitat and Ecotourism Area, a wetland in the highly urbanized Parañaque City. It says the wetland has around 5,000 visitors, as it is known as a prime destination for nature lovers and bird watchers. The DOT will coordinate with tour operators to include the destination in their NCR itinerary. The LPP-CHEA, a 175-hectare wetland off Manila Bay, had been declared as critical habitat in 2007. For its part, Malacanang assured that the Philippines is a safe destination for visiting foreigners. This amid the recent kidnapping of British national Alan Hirons and his Filipino wife in Zamboanga del Sur last week. Presidential spokesperson Sal Panelo further defended the imposition of martial law in Mindanao, saying there would be a high incidence of crime and kidnapping if the martial law or martial rule is not in place. Panelo assured that authorities in Mindanao are doing their best to protect the residents there. Dozens of Santa Claus figures adorned the Municipal Hall of Narvacan, Ilocos Sur with the opening of the so-called Garden of Santas. The collection features hundreds of Santa figures meant to spread early Christmas cheer to visitors. Laid Kabagani has a story.
Christmas came early in Narvacan, Ilocos Sur, as the residents at the Municipal Hall last Wednesday were given an early Yuletide treat, a garden filled with Santa Claus figures set up at the hall's second floor. At the main lounge are a variety of Santa Claus figures ranging from sporty Santa, climbing Santa, Tarzan Santa to a lover boy Santa. Visitors may also admire the sleeping Santa with a star and moon displayed at the stairway and doorway of the old government building. Narvacan Mayor Luis Chavez Singson led the opening of the Santa-themed garden. Singson thanked Susan Sanidad, wife of Vice Mayor Pablito Sanidad, for allowing the municipal government to showcase and share her 20-year-old collection of Santa Claus figures to the people. From her home in Baguio City, Sanidad's Garden of Santas went down to Narvacan for the town folks to enjoy in time for the most wonderful time of the year, which also coincides with the celebration of Town Fiesta. Sanidad said she did not really intend to have a Santa collection, but as years pass, her collection from travels and friends who give them to her as Christmas presents piled up. They now add up to more or less 500, all of which are different from one another. The people of Narvacan said it was the first time for the town hall to have a Christmas makeover. The Garden of Santas is open for public viewing day and night. For PNA Newsroom, I'm Laid Kabagani.
Let's check the latest from Pagasa. The provinces of Batanes, Apayao, and Cagayan will experience cloudy skies with light rains and isolated thunderstorms due to a sudden surge of northeasterly wind flow over the extreme northern Luzon area. The rest of the country will have generally fair weather conditions apart from some isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. Here's another look at today's biggest stories.
PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde resigns ahead of his mandatory retirement amid allegations of his involvement in the Ninja Cops issue. The Philippine Army warns students in Antique against recruitment activities of the New People's Army. And 19-year-old Carlos Edriel Yulo wins the country's first ever gold gymnastics gold medal.
Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. Check out more news content. Check our webpage or head on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags on all our social media platforms and websites. We are shown on the pages of the PCOO and its attached agencies. Also watch us on television on PTV4 and IBC 13. And that's your daily dose of the biggest stories that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm Rom Dulfo. Good day.